Forget Cleopatra. Long before she was even a rumor, Nubian queens were scaring Egypt so badly they sent apology gifts. These weren't just rulers. They were the original bosses who made emperors nervous and turned legends into daily life. This is the story of the queens who didn't just wear crowns, they weaponized them. We'll uncover how one queen used a Roman emperor's face as a doormat, why another's bling was so legendary it got her pyramid blown up, and how a whole line of queens made even Alexander the Great think twice. Stick around to discover why these queens didn't just rule kingdoms, they ruled the Pharaohs' nightmares. So how do you get an entire empire to step on your enemies? You steal their thunder, literally. When the Roman Empire took over Egypt, they probably thought their southern neighbors, the kingdom of Kush, would just fall in line. They didn't count on Queen Amanirenas. She wasn't having any of it. She didn't send a strongly worded letter. She personally led her army north into Roman-controlled territory. Her forces sacked 3 major Roman cities, and in the ultimate power move, tore down a statue of Emperor Augustus. But she didn't just smash it. She cut off the head, took it back home, and buried it right under the steps of her temple. That way, every single person who entered would literally be stepping on the face of Rome. Imagine that, wiping your feet on the most powerful man in the world. But her story gets even more legendary. During the same war, Amanirenas fought on the front lines and lost an eye in battle. Did she retreat? Absolutely not. She kept fighting, half blind and more determined than ever. Later depictions show her standing tall, one eye covered, holding a bow and arrow, completely unfazed. She didn't just throw shade at her enemies. She literally wore it. This was the original one-eyed boss fight, and she was the final boss. The Romans eventually sent 20,000 troops to deal with her, and after years of fighting, they couldn't conquer her kingdom. They ended up signing a peace treaty that was incredibly favorable to Kush. She proved that even with one eye, she saw victory clearer than anyone. Now, let's talk about wealth. You think you know what bling is? Meet Queen Amanirenas. Her tomb, discovered centuries later, contains some of the richest and most incredible jewelry ever found in Africa. We're talking massive gold armlets, intricate necklaces, and rings so detailed they put modern designers to shame. Her treasure was so famous that in the 19th century, a European treasure hunter got so desperate to get his hands on it that he literally blew up her pyramid with dynamite. You know you've made it when your haters have to resort to explosives just to get a peek at your jewelry collection. She wasn't just a queen. She was a walking, talking treasury. Finally, what's in a name? For the Nubian queens, everything. The title, Candace or Candake, was passed down to a line of warrior queens, and that name struck fear into the hearts of generals. One story, told by Greek historians, claims that when Alexander the Great was marching his unstoppable army towards Nubia, he was met by a Candace. She rode out a war elephant, drew a line in the sand, and basically told him to turn around or face the consequences. And what did Alexander the Great do? He turned his army around. It was the ultimate Alexander the Great meets Alexander the Nope moment. These queens were so bossy, they even micromanaged the afterlife, getting buried in pyramids with servants and horses, leaving inscriptions that gave orders directly to the gods. They didn't just live like legends, they planned to rule the next life too.